Welcome to Faces of Sterling. I'm Terry Ackerman, your host, the town administrator in Sterling, and each week we profile guests from the community who are making a valuable contribution. Today we're pleased to have two gentlemen, Roland Nelson, our Veteran Services Officer for the town of Sterling, and Arnold Gray, a resident and Vietnam veteran. Welcome, gentlemen. Thanks for coming.
Glad to be here.
So, Rolly, can you tell us, sometimes people get confused, what's the difference between the Department of Veterans Services and the Veterans Administration?
The Veterans Administration is run by the federal government. It is a much longer, broader program than the state program, and it also covers more benefits than we have in the state. The Department of Veterans Services of Massachusetts is an immediate response, and it bridges the gap between the immediate needs of the veteran and when he can get his benefits from the VA. As a Veterans Affairs, takes a little longer to get benefits back to the veteran.
So how does a Veterans Services Officer such as yourself fit into this?
I'm probably called, the best way to describe me is a traffic cop. The veteran comes to me and he's faced with a myriad of questions and paperwork, and I listen to his story and he continues, and piece by piece I can separate the paperwork out for him.
I see. So what kind of services can you help a veteran
I
with?
can help arrange for the financial and direct him, and medical assistance on the financial end, and I can also direct him to the VA and the doctors to immediately get medical assistance for him. We can pay for some of the medical, we can pay for all the medical bills. The most startling thing that I found out was that we even cover your copay, your Medicare B payment. So you can come in and if that's the only thing you have, we pay it.
So Arnold, how did you learn about the Veterans Services Office, and how was Rolly able to help you?
Well, I had heard that there was an officer in town that could help with veteran, but I really had no idea what they could do or if this was something serious or not. And so I made an appointment with Rolly, and I was just looking for a little bit of help. But I was in a pretty bad situation. The economy had just collapsed, and all of my fortunes along with it. And Rolly was able to provide an amazing amount of assistance. Without that help, I would have lost my house. I would have had no way to feed my family.
Wow.
It was really amazing to me just how the community was able to organize under Rolly's assistance and help me get through a very, very bad time.
So Rolly, why should a veteran come and see you? Why is it better to come to your office instead of a lawyer or a counselor?
Most of the time the veteran should come to see me because I can give him the same answers that most lawyers can give him. As far as the doctor is concerned, I can help him be more comfortable with how he's going to pay for the doctor. I am not a doctor, so I can't do that. And counseling, I can direct him to a proper counselor to deal with his particular problem.
So what are some of the most important services that you do provide?
Probably the most important service is financial assistance, because most of the veterans come to me are the older group, because the actuary tables 50 years ago were saying most of the older people were supposed to be passed away somewhere between 65 and 70. And now they are reaching 75 and 80 and above, and the annuities have pretty much run out, and nobody planned for another 40 years of life.
Right. Okay, and besides financial, what about medical services?
Medical services is basically up to them. I just provide the finances to protect them from being overwhelmed by the medical bills.
All right, and you do a lot of referrals? What type of referrals?
Well, most of the referrals are for fuel oil assistance because there are several plans out in the general public that the veteran doesn't know about, and most of the time I can get a reduced rate on the oil. Basically, all
On
of
the
this.
oil?
Right. Sterling has a private municipal company, and they already give us a discount, so that doesn't work for what the state requires.
Or what about career assistance or education?
Career assistance, we help with the career center opportunity in Fitchburg that has a counselor that just deals with veterans, and he looks for employees that are veteran oriented, and they will give the veteran benefit right away if they are competing with another equal qualified employee.
Okay, so that's a lot of different services. So for all these different services, who's paying? Are Sterling taxpayers on the hook, or?
From the Department of Veteran Services, they pay us back. The primary money comes out of the town of Sterling, and I submit the bills to the Department of Veteran Services, and they give us 75% back on the amount.
Right. So Arnold, the Veteran Services Office was also able to help someone else in your family. Is that right?
Yes. My father-in-law was Mario Marini. He lived in your town and had an organ studio for many, many years. He was in the second wave of the Normandy invasion in World War II. And so he married and died approximately 15 years ago. And so his widow had to live on her own for a while, and my wife and I came ultimately to live with her so she could stay at home. And as her health began to deteriorate, the medical charges and the equipment that she had to get, those were getting more and more expensive. And the Veterans Office was able to come in and help with those medical expenses and help provide some of the materials that she needed in order to stay at home. And because of that, she was able to stay at home about 5 years longer than she would have before having to go to a nursing home.
So just so I understand, then it's not just veterans who are eligible for the service.
Any dependent of the veteran that was in the service may come in. Children over 26 that are mentally disabled are allowed, and wives, and in some cases, parents.
So the person who needs assistance doesn't need to come to the Veteran Service Office themselves?
No, a veteran does not have to come in person. If he's disabled and is unable to understand what I have to tell him, he can send in one of his relatives or somebody that can speak for him. In some cases, they have to bring a power of attorney with them, and in other cases, I will go to their homes and help them fill out the papers.
So, Rolly, if a vet or a family member wants to come and see you about anything, where do they go?
I'm located in the 1835 Town Hall on Main Street in Sterling. My email address is vso@sterling-mass.gov, and my phone number is 978-422-2349.
And what hours are you open?
I am there from 2 to 4 on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and I will make it an appointment to see you at other times if need be. I just want to remind the women that we are also have a women's specialist in the Department of Veteran Services that will tend to your particular needs.
Okay, I want to thank our guests very much for being on the show today. Arnold Gray, a Vietnam veteran and resident in Sterling. Roland Nelson, our Veteran Services Officer. Thank you, gentlemen.
It was glad to be here, and I hope I helped the servicemen in the town of Sterling.
I'm glad to help.
Thank you. And I want to thank everyone for watching and thank SLCT, great crew today. I'm Terry Ackerman, your town administrator in Sterling. I'll see you next time.